Hello and welcome to Camp Arowana's Monday Devo for this weekend, Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday weekend. Today I want to give credit where credit is due and let you know that much of what we're doing today was inspired by teachings that I've heard from Miss Betsy Cluett, a good friend and mentor of mine, who has done this illustration that we're going to be doing today many times with children, and I've adapted it some for camp purposes today. Here at camp, we make a lot of bird or chicken jokes lately. Because our operations manager, Shannon, used her spare time during the 2020 COVID shutdowns to begin raising chickens as a sort of side gig, selling the birds and selling the eggs, for income for herself. At various points, Shannon had, well, we'll just say dozens of chickens here at her home at camp. Today, I have a few eggs that came from Shannon's chickens right here at Camp Arowana. See these eggs. While we may first notice the differences between these eggs, let's take a moment to look at what they have in common. I have washed these eggs already, so there's not much to smell. They smell the same to me. I'm pretty sure, then since I know that the chickens lay in some of the same boxes, that these eggs most likely smelled the same even before they were washed. Also, let's see. Do they make different sounds? They pretty much sound the same as well, each of these eggs. They're pretty much roughly the same size. They're the same shape. They all have that egg kind of shape to them. They're all roughly the same size. They feel the same texture, smoothness. They're all smooth and cool to the touch. It seems like, except for color, chickens' eggs are very much alike. I wonder if the color on the outside is related to the appearance of the eggs on the inside. Let's find out. All the eggs have the same parts. They have a yolk, the various membranes, the white, the yellow. They both also have a shell which feels, cracks, looks, and acts pretty much the exact same, except that they vary in color. We now have all of our different colored eggs here, and we're going to, in different bowls, and I'm going to go ahead and cook each of these eggs separately, and we're going to do a taste test and to see if we can even notice if there's a difference in the taste of each of these three eggs. All right, so we have three bowls with three different eggs in them. I've actually lost track of which color I put on which burner. So I'm just going to do a little taste test, see whether I notice anything difference between the three. Pretty much all taste like egg. I did nothing to fancy them up, obviously, as you saw, just cooked plain old egg. And I don't really notice the difference. I can't tell which egg came from which shell. It seems like the outside color of the chicken eggs does not alter how similar they are on the inside. In fact, the color of the shell is actually only on the outside. They're still the same color on the inside. So what causes this color difference? It is pigmentation on the very thin surface level of the shells. This is also true with the pigmentation of people. This pigmentation is called melanin, which is contained within the top 1/16th of an inch of human skin, so hardly any amount at all. It has nothing to do with the inner part of us that people are born with, all we require for life. Thinking and learning, breathing, moving, feeling, communicating, loving. The pigmentation of our skin has nothing to do with making good choices and right actions, being encouraging, being compassionate and kind. In other words, people of all colors, no matter what color our shells are equal. This is what Jesus showed us when he interacted with tax collectors, with the unclean, with the Samaritans. This is what God showed us when he welcomed all to his table, Jews and Gentiles alike, when he sent his son Jesus to establish a new covenant with us all. This is the essence of what it means when the Declaration of Independence says, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights." This is what Martin Luther King Jr. taught as he led the civil rights movement, and continuing this evolution of humankind in relationship with God and one another to bring justice and peace for all. The African Americans kidnapped from their homelands and brought to America as slaves have always been entitled to the same opportunities and lives as those who are white or any other color. This weekend, we remember and celebrate the work that Martin Luther King Jr. did as he made a big impact on this nation and the world because he sought to be a reflection of God's love and to be an instrument in God's mission and purpose in this world. Since the beginning of time, humankind has focused on what makes us different, and we have allowed surface-level things to divide us. Since the beginning of time, God has sought to be in communion with us, and God has called us to be in communion with one another. God's mission has always been to walk alongside us all together in unity. Let us remember all of this as we make decisions for ourselves and weigh whether or not we are bringing about restoration, reconciliation, or whether what I am saying and thinking or doing is furthering division.